Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Tonight we are reviewing The Circle. This is episodes 9 through 12. There are some spoilers, so if you have not watched, this review includes deleted and blocked players. So you might not want to watch until you go and watch the episode. I just want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers, everyone out there that takes a moment to just listen and or watch. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of an entertaining twist and a lot of laughter. If you're here for a second or third time, then you already knows how I go. Now, child, let's get into it. All right, so y'all know that The Circle is picking up, right? All right, so when the episode first opens up, it picks up with Emily and Lance choosing their profile pictures for Dear John, okay? Because, you know, now they've come together as one big catfish, which is kind of awkward to me. I don't think I would want to share space with somebody that I don't even really know, first off, and then now we have to come together and be a catfish, but I guess for $100,000, honey, sign me up, okay? Anyway, so Emily chooses John as his name, right? Because Jack said, you know, my name's John. Is your name John or Jack? Because I'm confused. Because he was like, my name's John. My grandfather's name is John. So let's just choose John. Now, clearly with Emily slash Jack and Lance slash Lisa, okay, they're like Pinky and the Brain. The brains behind the operation is Emily because she's calling all the shots. She's the one who sends all the messages and everything, okay? So they choose John. Emily decides to model him after his, well, let's just say Jack. Jack decides to model him after his real grandfather. So, but they make him gay because they thought he would be more lovable. Okay, I didn't see how that correlates, but okay. I mean, whatever floats your boat, honey. So then they get messages from both Lance and Emily, the people in the circle, and then they realize that both of them were catfishes. Okay. And so after that, Kat wants to know who Emily went to see. Now, this is the part that killed me. Who cares who Emily went to see? Who cares? It's not going to change the game in one way or the other. See, this is what really upset me because Kat could have really made it to the end, but because she came in like she did, it messed her up. So, child, let's get into it. So, Kat thinks, that Emily slash Jack went to see Chloe because, they were BFFs in the circle, right? Why she cares so much is beyond me. So now they have this circle chat and Kat is trying to figure out who Emily went to see. So Mitchell starts the chat calling Emily Emilio because, he was flirting with Emily and he knew it was a man. Toward the end, he kind of picked up on the fact that it could be a catfish, especially after that mannequin challenge, okay? And not the one that was on Instagram, the mannequin challenge where he put powder foundation on her instead of liquid. Boy, anyway. So, he said a little funny. He was like, hashtag Emilio, okay? So now everybody's laughing about it back and forth except Kat because she wants to know who Emily came to see. Kat was like a dog with a bone, honey. So since she was Chloe's circle BFF, she said she didn't come to see her. Chloe was like, well, Kat didn't come to see me, and so I wonder who she came to see. Kat was like, I know that's a lie, honey. I know that's a lie. There's something not right about that. So then Kat messages, who's about to lie? Oh, my goodness. Kat. No, girl. Kat, you coming in too hot. Nobody cares who a block player comes to see. And while y'all over here arguing, the two catfishes are now a supersized catfish, okay? So oh my God. It just really threw me off because she really could have made it had she not came in so hot wondering who Emily went to see, like we care. Meanwhile, Trevor has a private chat with Mitchell. So Trevor is trying to build a rapport with Mitchell, bros before hoes, okay? So Mitchell was like, he likes Trevor's vibes, and Trevor is playing okay for now. See, at first, Trevor was playing a little too feminine for me, and y'all know Trevor has always been my top. I've always wanted him to win. But then when Kat came on the scene, I was like, I could take either one of them because, I'm black girl power, okay? Black girl magic. But as the episodes are progressing, Kat is becoming more aggressive, and, Trevor is starting to become more likable to the other players, okay? Okay, so Kat is still like a dog with a bone, honey. So she messages River and Courtney of all people. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Kat, that's how I know you knew, honey, because everybody knows. Don't message Courtney, okay? Because he is not Team Melanin. I'm just going to put it like that, honey. Nice and PG-13. He is not Team Melanin, honey. If you are not a skinny white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes and you're not, oh my God, Courtney ain't got nothing for you, okay? I'm giving off very much I hate my people, okay? So here we go. So anyway, so she messages River and Courtney because she's thinking, that she can get some tea from them. Wrong move, okay? So she starts the chat off by saying, you messy hoes gotta be up to something after all that tea just spilled. Cat, you do not know them like that. See, this was the wrong move because she came in like that because she thought, Courtney was going to be kind of fangirling a little bit and he was going to be like, yes, bitch, and this what happened. And no, that's not Courtney at all. So she came in like that thinking she was going to get that response in turn, but she only softened up River a little bit and not Courtney at all, okay? So Cat, child, oh my gosh. Plus, Courtney don't like his own people. So unless you're a cute girl from Essex, he's not biting, okay? He doesn't take to new people very well, or old people for that matter. River sends a good old positive message in return, okay, because River's still playing the game. And Kat thinks Chloe is a liar, not knowing this is her major alliance. So that's where she went wrong. So River and Courtney not giving Kat not nothing, okay? They refuse to speak their speech and they refuse to break. So then Kat says, why would she lie? So River is trying to throw her off by giving her other people she may have met. It's like, well, maybe she met Mitchell because remember they were flirting, but Kat's still not buying it. So Kat thought they were going to gossip with her, but got absolutely nowhere. Now she's on Courtney's list. Let's move on. This is the wrong way to play. Too bold, too soon. That's the same thing that happened with Tara Alicia. She went in, and right off the bat came in hot, said what she thought she should say, and it got her sent home. So, let's see how this works out, okay? They get an alert. Okay, so then they get introduced to Dear John. So now he's a part of the circle. River instantly took to John. Okay, I don't know if it was the gray beard. I don't know if it was the age. And remember I told y'all on the last review that I feel like Lee should have played himself instead of playing River. And another thing, River, Lee, or whatever the hell your name is, stop holding that picture of River or whoever this boy is, because his real name is not River. That's the name you created. But stop carrying around the picture of this man. It's so cringe. Every time I see you and they pan over to River, you are carrying around or holding a picture of that guy. That is so weird to me, honey. Oh, okay. Anyway, so him playing older is definitely to his advantage, but then he calls himself the psychic Santa. That would have thrown me off because I would have been looking at his picture like he definitely doesn't look like a psychic. Okay, just because he has a beard is he supposed to be Santa? That would have raised some red flags in me personally. But honey, they were eating it all up. Oh my God, a psychic Santa. Honey, all y'all crazy. So then they have a circle chat. John is, he fitting in quite nicely. Okay, then here comes Kat. Oh Lord. Being a psychic, okay, they're having the super chat, right? And everybody's talking. And so then this is Kat's message. Being a psychic is definitely a superpower you need to have in this game. I think we're all on the hunt. Hashtag, don't forget the Joker. No, Kat, no. Courtney was the Joker. And then as soon as she said that, Courtney was like, let it go, bitch. Let it go. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Kat, come on, girl. Right now, you should just play the game. Listen, Kat should have basically just went with the flow. I think what she should have done is just created a super alliance with Chloe. See, she went to the wrong people. Instead of wondering if Chloe went to see Emily or Emily went to see Chloe, which we don't care about, you should have been building an alliance with Chloe because Chloe is the center peach. If we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, Chloe is the nucleus of the circle. Everyone wants to have an alliance with her. On the one hand, you have River, Chloe, and Courtney. And then on the other one, you have Trevor, Mitchell, and Chloe. And then on the other side, you have just Chloe fending for herself. And then you have Dear John over there with River, who's automatically going to make him a part of Chloe, River, and Courtney. So she didn't play that part right. What she should have done is build an alliance with Chloe and Trevor, and then she would have been safe. But she went the wrong route, honey. So now everybody's looking at her and you're sticking out like a sore thumb. Honey, take it easy. Reel it in, honey. Reel it in. Your pro sports side is starting to show, honey. Your jock strap is starting to show. So then they play this game called the Geek, Chic quiz, okay? So John is one of the team captains, and who else? Chloe. Okay, so the teams are chosen and the game begins. So then they ask a math question with Jay-Z's song 99 Problems. That was the answer, okay, because they asked how many problems is in this hit song. River said 100 problems. Now that would have let me know that he was a catfish, but they overlooked it. And that was strange to me, because I'm thinking to myself, if you're a young 20-something-year-old, even if you are a hippie or, got your curly hair and peace and love, dude, everybody knows Jay-Z's song 99 Problems, even my grandma, honey. So I'm just trying to figure out where you come with 100 problems. But they just let it slide under the radar like he ain't do nothing, child. Then for the sports question, they chose Trevor, right? So they put up this picture and they want the names of these three well-noted basketball players, right? So I was hoping Trevor got it right, because I was like, oh God, everybody knows these three, but some people might. So they put up a pic of Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and Dennis Rodman. Kat knew it right away, but Trevor kind of struggled just a little bit at first. So she kind of guessed that the person in the middle was Scottie Pippen, and I'm so happy she went with her first mind, because she ended up getting it right. So then we hear Courtney say, if you're a true basketball fan, then you know these three. You don't have to be a true basketball fan to know these three, honey. I don't really just follow sports like that. But even I know Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Michael Jordan, honey. Everybody knows number 23. Child, boy gone. Anyway, because y'all know I can't stand Courtney. And I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. So if you think you're going to come down in my comments and start going off about the Courtney hate is real, I don't hate him. But as a player on this game, I dislike him because he dislikes his people. It's giving me very much, I want to be over on the other side, and I don't like that. Okay? So anyway, after Trevor gets it right, then Chloe decides that she's truly in love with Trevor. Chloe said, he has to be who he says he is, so I have to tell him that I love him. Oh, y'all see how my little accent came out a little bit, honey? Anyway, so Chloe decides to profess her love for Trevor and sends him a message, okay? After him knowing some of the most recognizable players in history. Chloe, anyway, child. Chloe is going to be so heartbroken when this is over, child, and she realizes that Trevor has boobs and a vagina. I'm just saying. Courtney and River have a chat about Kat, okay, and then they invite Chloe in because they want to tell her about Kat being suspicious of Emily going to see her. Why this was important, I have no idea. But just because she said that, this is the thing that killed me. Courtney, Kat is playing a game just like you. You don't want anybody else to play the game but you? Like, there was nothing wrong with her asking that question. She's just trying to play the game. I mean, like, what is wrong with you? So then he goes over to Chloe, starts telling her, yeah, Kat was aggressively questioning us. See, I don't like that. I don't like that, Courtney, because she was not aggressive. Okay, she was just asking y'all something, trying to poke and prod and get a few answers. Just like you do in The Circle. It is a game for $100,000. Child, so after lying and all that, all three of them agree that those three will finish the finish line or cross the finish line together. Ooh, Courtney strikes again. Courtney and River asked John for a reading, right? Because they started chatting with John. So John starts calling out all these numbers, honey. Everybody starts lying, making John believe that he's a psychic, and he's really not. I was cracking up at this part because everybody was like, yes, oh my gosh, that's definitely my number. And if I was John, I would have been like, okay, all three of y'all BSing me because I know I got all three of them wrong, or at least one of them. Kat tries to clean things up with Chloe, but Courtney and River already got to her first, so Chloe wasn't buying it. This just shows how fake people can be, because Chloe was like, oh, thank you, baby love, and I really appreciate it, and all this kind of stuff. But, honey, the whole time she was thinking, no, ma'am, honey, because my allies have already told me what time it is with you, so I ain't buying it. Oh, Kat, I just wish you would have done it a little differently. As soon as they wake up the next day, they get a delivery, honey. Haven't even brushed their teeth, washed their face, nothing. As soon as they sit up, they get a delivery, and they play a game called Democracy Day. So they have to vote on a person to give them a gift. Okay, so they all start voting or whatever. In the end, Courtney is the person that wins the gift. But what shocked me is that Mitchell voted for Trevor instead of Kat. So when the votes came out, nobody voted for Kat. So it showed that she had not built any, relationships with anyone. And I really feel like if she had not gone to Courtney and River, she probably would have been all right. So anyway, then Courtney goes to the door to get his prize, and it's some funeral wreath. I was like, oh, honey, don't send me nothing. Make me think somebody dying, child. They could have kept that. But that was his gift. Anyway, so Mitchell, he starts to chat with Kat. But, I'm sure she's not really feeling him because of the way he voted. But, she wants to create some kind of alliance, so she's cool with it. They came in together, so let's just see what's going on. So he's just checking in to see where her head is. Kat and Mitchell were both feeling like the game wasn't for them the other day, but, they want to keep it real. And Kat says, we were right about Courtney and River. They only want to save each other. So they're playing the game only for the two of them. So then Mitchell says, Courtney must have been the joker because he's close to River. Because y'all remember, River was given the influencer by the joker. And see, that's the thing. Courtney and River are making it so obvious that the two of them are in alliance that it's like almost crazy, child. Everybody else can go except them two in their eyes. River and Courtney are just laying it all out there, and now everybody's starting to pick up on it. Mitchell and Kat then decide they're going to start an alliance themselves, and Mitchell says the four that will be left will be him, Trevor, Chloe, and Kat. Let's see how that plays out. Meanwhile, Trevor is messaging Courtney. So Courtney tells Trevor Kat is trying to set Chloe up to be blocked. So he spilled everything they talked about in the chat. Court, you a mess box. And why are you telling Trevor? So you just going around telling everything to make sure that you can get another black queen blocked? I mean, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just the vibe I'm getting. Like, why are you going around to everybody talking about something that you and a girl who's playing the game just like you are said to you? She has every right to be suspicious, even though who really cares, but she does have the right to be suspicious. Anyway, now Trevor is questioning Kat. Oh, Kat, you made the wrong move, honey. Your mess is all in the streets, child. Over in John's bunk, they chat with Mitchell. Okay, so John is chatting with Mitchell. Emily is the brains of this operation, child. Lance couldn't play the game alone, so she ain't got no personality. Even as herself, she just be sitting there looking. Just a mess. So then Mitchell tells them about him flirting with Emily, just reassuring, and John reassures him that, ladies will be knocking down his door, so don't worry. Then Lisa, who was playing Lance, said they should say something about the guitar. Now, I don't know how smart that is because it may tip Mitchell off because Mitchell is smart, okay? So if you say something about that guitar and he realizes he only told that to one person, then he's definitely going to know that you are now playing as John. So I wouldn't listen to Lisa, honey. Don't let Lisa run nothing. Mitchell starts asking about his psychic abilities because, it's so obvious, okay? So John asked, who should I trust? And Mitchell said, well, Trevor and Kat are cool, but not so sure about River and Courtney. Those two who have each other's backs and nobody else's. So he's letting them know straight up, look, if you're going over there to River and Courtney, they might be cool with you and they might not, but they definitely going to be looking out for each other. So then they get another chance to do their political work because remember, they're playing this democracy game. So they each have to make a campaign poster with a slogan, and the slogan is supposed to be from someone who's anonymous. And we know how they start showing out when they can keep it anonymous, okay? I thought they were going to really act a fool, but they really didn't. Okay, so the circle chose who the posters will be for. And to me, this kind of exposes who is going to be in alliance or who is in alliance with who. So they should be very strategic when they create these posters. So everybody's poster was nice, but then Trevor did one for River, and she was not so nice, okay? Yeah. It may have put a target on her back. We'll see how that goes. So Trevor hits up John. Child, everybody is talking to everybody, okay? Trevor then goes over and hits up John so she can make a connection with him. And so they chat a little bit. And then, Lisa/Lance starts feeling bad for being a catfish. Honey, Jack was like, I don't. I got another chance, honey. I do not care. So then we see a little brief snippet of Mitchell. Honey, Mitchell always in there cooking with no shirt. You know what? He need this money so he can buy some clothes. I'm sure his clothing budget is very low. Mitchell ain't wore a shirt since he been out here. So then they get an alert. It's time to rate the players. The top 2 players will be the influencers. Ooh, child. Let's see who they gonna vote, honey, because my nerves is bad. So they start voting. Mitchell's playing the game kind of smart. He voted, Kat as his first place. So Court voted Kat as last place. Honey, I should have known. And of course, we know River was going to vote Kat as last place because she's coming for Chloe. So that's just obvious. Trevor and Kat then have a chat. And they chat more like a dude. Cat chats more like a dude than Trevor. Cat's like, what it do, honey? What's up? Like he comes off more of a male than Trevor does. So I kind of think that Cat may have should have gone in as a catfish and been a man instead of a woman. So Cat is feeling Trevor out to see if he's still rocking with her or not. And Cat tells Trevor that she was feeling, just feeling around and poking and prodding. And now she knows she's a target. So Trevor kind of encourages her, but Cat made a wrong move by talking to Courtney. Of all people, honey, I would have never talked to Courtney. Once he focuses on a person, he is like a dog with a bone, and he is not letting it go. Now the ratings are in. In 6th place, we have Cat. She says she wonders why. Girl, you know why. It's because of Courtney and River. In 5th place, we have Mitchell. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Mitchell would have been higher in the ratings. 4th place was Courtney. 3rd was River. And in 1st and 2nd is Chloe and Trevor. I told y'all this was Chloe's game. Chloe has been in the top or not in the bottom or not in, and have a chance to be eliminated since this has been going on. So she is actually the one that everybody needs to be looking out for. Instead of forming alliances with Chloe, they need to try to get Chloe out, because if you were being strategic, you would see that Chloe is like a top rated player throughout the entire game. So everyone on both sides likes Chloe, and I don't see why the people who are playing don't see that it's time to let Chloe go, but this is a game. So they go to the hangout to make their decision. Chloe said, "Oh, it's our first date." Chloe, you gotta love her. She's so sweet. Chloe legit thinks they're on a date, child. Honey, anyway. Chloe asks about Courtney. So Trevor thinks Courtney is a threat. But of course, nobody wants to go against Chloe. And Chloe knows Courtney is going to have her back. So she really doesn't want to get rid of him. So they were like, okay, cool, we can keep him. River is next. Trevor knows that, having both Chloe and River together is a threat. Facts. But they decide to keep him. Chloe defends River because she knows that that's another part of her alliance. Okay, so really, sitting here, Chloe is not looking out for Trevor. She's looking out for Chloe. While Trevor is sitting up here trying to appease her. Just dumb. Mitchell, he comes up. Then Chloe says she thinks Mitchell is not a catfish, but not sure he would save her. Okay, and I think he would, because Mitchell is a stand-up guy, but we don't know. Trevor says Mitchell is cool. She doesn't want to get rid of Mitchell, but I mean, you never know what could happen. So then they talk about Cat. Of course, we already know how Chloe feels about Cat. They get an alert, and the blocked person is Cat. Child, I knew it was going to happen. Baby, they're going to make sure the queens don't succeed, right? Okay. Delisa/Trevor, you're our only hope, girl. And you better be glad you came in as a male, because Courtney would be gunning for you, too. Child, you played yourself with that message about Chloe. You should have just let that mess go. So they let Kat meet one player, and she goes to meet Trevor. So they come in, and I really think they could be friends in real life. And she's like, oh, girl, let me tell you what happened. And, oh, my gosh, I cannot believe you're not Trevor, and blah, blah, blah. They sit down. They start talking. So Kat tells Trevor that River is a catfish, okay, because she picking up on the vibes. And she also caught on to John being a catfish. Then she tells her that Courtney was the Joker. And she tells what that Joker said about Chloe. So Kat was really gracious when she left. I loved her personality. She came in, had her little chat with Trevor, didn't even mind that he was a catfish. And, she spoke her speech and she was out. The next day, the players wake up to a new day. They get a message from Kat. Kat says, I kind of let my sports mentality take over, but there is a two-headed monster amongst you. Trust no one, okay? And River definitely can't be trusted, honey. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, okay? Trevor lets the group know that Kat went to see her, because I guess she didn't want to make the same mistake, honey. She was like, let me go and let y'all know that Kat came over here. And Chloe was the only person not sure who the two-headed snake was. Chloe is so oblivious child. Mitchell knows Kat filled Trevor in because remember they had that conversation about Courtney potentially being the Joker. So he wants to chat. So Chloe messages John for what, I don't know, and tells him she needs a reading because she always visits, psychics when she's back home. Girl gone, honey. Let's move forward. River and Courtney have a chat, okay? Because, they talk about the players that are left, and they both agree on John, and they think he's cool, okay? They agree that they need to watch Mitchell because he isn't being very vocal and he hasn't formed any connections. River then thinks Mitchell is targeting them. Honey, Mitchell, you better strategize, and you better strategize quick, okay? Trevor and Mitchell have a chat. Mitchell tells Trevor, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be here. And then Trevor tells Mitchell that Kat told him who the Joker was. So they both start talking about it, right? And so they both agree that Courtney and River are playing a dirty game. And this is when Trevor starts playing the game, honey. And this is how you do it, okay? So he said, look, we need to be strategic, and this is how it's going to go. Trevor, I need you to get high. No, Trevor said, Mitchell, I need you to get higher in the rating. So this is what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to tell, he said, you're going to tell Chloe something, personal to you. Then you're going to have to play it cool with River and Courtney, okay? Because if you don't, they will definitely put a target on your back. Then we're going to form a trifecta, and then we're going to get Courtney or River blocked. Hashtag endgame. Child, let's see how this going to go. Courtney is the brains of the operation, so I feel like he should go first because I feel like River, I don't know, I feel like you can kind of influence River a little bit, but with Courtney, once he feels away, honey, he feels away, okay? Then they get to play a game. So it's like an awards show game. The sexiest player award went to Chloe. The comedy award went to Courtney. Well, he is a clown, okay? And he was the Joker. So there's that. Best performance award goes to Mitchell because they really don't believe Mitchell is who he says he is. It's just strange to me that you can't actually be nice because then they think you're a catfish. That's strange. Anyway, I wouldn't be happy that I got that award, but because that means they don't trust you. So if I were Mitchell, I would be looking out because I got that kind of award. Lifetime Achievement Award for kissing ass is multiple winners, and that is River and Mitchell. Child, glad they see River as a kiss ass, okay? Honey, the circle doesn't take well to new people. That's all I'm going to say. If Mitchell would have came in the beginning, he probably would have had more of a fair shot, but because he came in the end, this is what he gets. Okay? The only person that they've accepted is John, which is why I feel River should have played himself. Anyway, Mitchell gets pissed about his awards, and he went a little bit too hard in the chat, which usually doesn't work out well, so you might want to just slow your roll, Smoking Joe, honey. And then I see Emily and Lance standing together. They remind me of that movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. How one of them is so how Emily is so tall, and then you have little Lance standing next to him, honey. I'm gonna start calling them twins, okay? Trevor sends River a message to make sure they are all still on the same team, and then Chloe and Mitchell have a chat after that. Okay, after the awards program. And, Mitchell was feeling a kind of way about being chosen as a kiss ass because that's not really who he is. And he winds up telling Chloe that he's a virgin. Hashtag Chloe secured. That's all he had to do, child. The final elimination is tomorrow. If they survive, then they will become a finalist. So the next day, it's time for the last blocking, right? Mitchell starts a group chat with Courtney and River, but that's a little bit too late, and it's so obvious, so he really shouldn't have even done that, honey. And good luck with Courtney. Once his mind is made up, his mind is made up. And it's too fishy because it's too late in the game, so just keep it to yourself, honey. Mitchell then has a chat with Trevor to let him know that part 1 and part 2 are complete. So then they invite Chloe in the chat because now they want to tell who the Joker is, right? So they tell Chloe that the Joker is Courtney. Courtney is so confused because she's like, I don't know who to trust. On the one hand, I have Mitchell and Trevor, and they're my friends, and I like them. And then there's Chloe and River. They've never really backstabbed me. And then they told me about Kat, so I'm super confused. But you really should be trusting Trevor and Mitchell, but that's another story. They get to tell why they each deserve to stay. Everybody had these really sad stories, and, River says he'll spend it on paying student loans and buying a car, which I didn't like that because that's not real. Like, what would the real you use it for? Because you don't have student loans. Like, you're not really this guy. I know you think that you are, but you're not. Anyway, but the child, Trevor said that he would spend it on a down payment on a house. And let me tell y'all something. When Delisa was crying as Trevor, when I tell y'all I was crying so hard, honey, I was crying. Okay, I was hollering. Then, after they all watch their, they get to get a message from home, okay? And so their families show up and they get to see their families and have a little message from them. And then when the message comes for Trevor, honey, let me tell you something. All I want to know is, where can I find me a Trevor in real life, honey? Just where? Like, where can I find one? Because I'm just trying to figure out, Like, where can I find this man, honey? Sitting there being a dad while I'm off trying to win us $100,000, being so secure in me and loving on me. Honey, I need me a Trevor right away. Chloe, girl, I feel you. Okay? After that, they get an alert. Time for a rating. After the last part, honey, I don't know who going to the finals. River put John first over his bestie, which was strange to me, but I told y'all I don't really trust River like that, okay? Whew, I'm just saying. River put his game plan hat on this time, honey. Then they get another alert. They each get this message, okay? And then they get another alert. The ratings are in, but they won't be revealed. The player with the highest rating will become a secret super influencer. And who do y'all think the influencer is? None other than River. Oh my goodness. I thought for sure he would have chosen Trevor, but okay. Then they tell River he has to block the player face to face. Then he goes to see Mitchell, and Mitchell was blocked. River said he voted for Mitchell because he would definitely rate him low if they had to go to the finals together. Honey, it don't matter because Mitchell grandma gonna be on there next season, child. It's been the mama and the brother. Now it's Mitchell. His grandma gonna be on there next, and then they gonna have his grandfather, child, because clearly they have a contract with the casting department or Netflix or somebody, honey. Then they get another alert. They find out that they are finalists, and the final 5 are John, River, Chloe, Courtney, and Trevor. Honey, I knew this was going to come, but honey, let me tell y'all, my ratings are in. Honey, my personal ratings. And this is who I feel will take the $100,000 prize. I feel like it's either going to be, if I had to rate them, okay, I would rate Trevor 1. I would rate Chloe number 2. River would be number 3. John would be number 4, and Courtney would be in last place. So we will see. I am so excited to see them actually meet each other, and I'm excited to see Chloe actually see Trevor, who's really Delisa. Honey, it's a mess. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how they're going to feel about each other. I know everybody's going to be like all smiles and everything, and then I see Tara Alicia and Savannah still got a chip on her shoulder, honey. So we'll see how that plays out. I cannot wait to see next 4 episodes and see who's actually going to walk away with $100,000. And honey, y'all send some prayers up for your girl, because I sent in my casting tape. So let's see if next year or next season I'll be a part of #The Circle. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not hesitate to like, share, and comment down below. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.